talking before about that tanking system, and that sounds bloody interesting. Tell us a bit more about that.
It's called Newton. It's a UK system where their regulations require two forms of tanking. So you'll have an outside buried system that's on the outside of the building, and then you have an integral, which is between the precast panels or in situ panels that are poured for the basement walls. Where the pours are separated, they'll have water stop, which is like to turn the cold joint into, like, seal it so that water can't come through. But one that is deemed one of those can be a second is a tanking system on the inside that catches the water. The misconception about it is that if water's coming through a concrete wall, that it's somehow damaging the structure. Well, concrete's 2.5 times denser than water, so it's not going to go through that. It's only going through cold joints and cracks and things like that. So it's actually catching the water and pumping it out, let it come through, and dealing with it and putting it into the stormwater system. They then build walls in front of it. So it's actually a system that can be retrofitted for already leaking basements, but it can be one of those two systems so that you can actually do something with your wall. You don't need to leave it as exposed concrete. You can have the system there and then build a nice wall in front of it, or whatever you can do with your basement. Could be offices or whatever, and there's pumps there that let it run.
Just what you said there about the water getting through, so it's not going to go through the actual concrete itself, it's going to go through any sort of gaps or joins or where there's steel potentially. So when there's a crack, there's going to be steel there, and the water's obviously going to be passing past that steel. When it's like a precast panel, if that precast panel is not cracked, the water is not going through that. Like, even if you submerge that, don't quote me on this, but if you submerge that precast panel in water, like, it's denser than water. It's not a sponge. So it's not going to get to the steel necessarily.